What's going on, guys? It's time. It's time to talk WandaVision. Open spoiler discussion for the series. Yes, the series finale. They made it very clear, by the way, in the name of the show, that it is, in fact, the series finale of WandaVision. We're going to talk all open spoilers, everything about WandaVision, about the finale, all of your theories, all of the questions we've had, all the questions we have. We're going to go over everything. And I decided to do this a little bit different today. So typically in the open spoiler discussions, I was kind of going over a synopsis of what happened on the episode and then, kind of going from there. Or I do like character study, going from character to character to character. Well, today I've decided to do it a little differently. Excuse me, sorry. So I decided today that we're going to do it this way. I posted the video a couple of days ago before the finale, just going over all the questions that needed to be answered in WandaVision in the season finale. So we are going to go over all of those questions and see if they have been, in fact, answered. And then we're going to go over a whole bunch of new questions that you may or may not have after the series finale. So that's how we're going to do it today. So let me get started right away. We're just going to jump right into it here. So let's get to it. So here's the article that I talked about the other day, right? And this was all the questions that WandaVision finale still needs to answer. Now, we're going to find out if they did. So here we go. Diving in, guys. And again, I want to, hear from you guys as well. If you're watching, make sure you chime in the comments section. I want to hear all your theories, all your questions, all your reactions. What did you think, of course, to the WandaVision series finale? What did you think about how it tied things up? Did you like it? Did you not? I want to hear all of your guys' reactions. And of course, before I forget about that, all this crazy stuff that we're doing here, I almost forgot about all the... Man, I got to do a lot better here. Let's try this again. Make sure you guys, of course, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Try to build an awesome fan community. The best way to do that is if you guys help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, all that fun things. Also, you can interact. We're streaming live Facebook. We're streaming live Twitch. We're streaming live YouTube right now. You can interact, of course, in the comments section below. Again, I want to hear from all of you on what you thought, but you can also interact via the tip link, streamlabs.com/movieidiot. That is the best way to interact with the show because not only are you submitting questions and comments to be talked about, but you are also supporting the channel, and I really appreciate that. So, all right, now that we got all the business stuff out of the way, let's get to the nitty-gritty of it here. So here are the questions that needed to be answered in the finale, and we're going to find out if they did get answered. So question number 1. Who was Jimmy Woo's witness? And guys, and this is kind of my problem. Let's start with the negatives, okay? Because I do have some negatives. Oh, sorry, guys. Stretch it out a little bit here. Work out with Mike. Anyway, all right, negatives. They never answered this. There were actually a lot of questions in the series finale of WandaVision that never got answered. And this is one of them. Who is Jimmy Woo's witness? Never answered. Didn't even... Yep, we have no idea. Jimmy Woo had a witness. Somebody in witness protection. Somebody he was going to see in Westview. The reason he was there in the first place. Not one answer to that question. And again, that's one of the things, one of the issues I had with the WandaVision finale is there definitely are a lot of unanswered questions. So that is one of them, and still unanswered, guys, still unanswered. So question number 2. Is Vision alive or dead? So we did get a definitive answer, and man, was it an answer. The big fight with Vision versus Vision, White Vision versus, the made-up WandaVision. Ha, WandaVision. We got that fight. It was a pretty cool-looking fight, I do have to say. I very much enjoyed it. And then it got to this part where they just kind of stopped and had a chess match philosophical debate about the ship of Theseus. Now, if you don't know what they're talking about with the ship of Theseus, it's a ship, obviously, an old ship that's in a museum, and the whole conundrum is over the years they kept replacing planks of wood on the ship because the old wood was rotting. So if the entire ship then gets replaced, is that actually the ship of Theseus? Or is the original wood the ship of Theseus, right? So that was the whole debate that Vision was having with himself, or with White Vision. So the answer to this question, of course, is Vision dead or alive, is yes and no, right? The Vision as we knew him in Age of Ultron, the Vision as we knew him in Avengers Infinity War, is dead. Dead as a doornail. They answered that very well. That Vision had the thing ripped out of his head. He gone. He a dead man, okay? That Vision's dead. Excuse me. But they took the body of that Vision. They have reanimated him and brought him to life in the White Vision. And now, due to the battle that he had with the Vision that was in the Hex, he now has all the memories of the former Vision because he still had them, but they were released then by the Hex Vision, we'll call it, or the WandaVision. So he released all of this White Vision's memories, and the last thing he says is, "I am Vision," and then flies off, right? I think that is going to be obviously your continuation of Vision. He has the memories. Now, whether he'll have the emotional attachment to them, don't know. But he's alive. He's there. He's kicking. He's alive. Now, the WandaVision, the Hex Vision, is very much not alive. That was a creation of Wanda specifically, and he gone. He's a dead man. He's done. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that those questions were answered, I think, pretty well. So that being said, the fight between those two was really great. I thought they did a really great job with that. The scene where the White Vision's got Wanda by the head, and he's like, he starts with the Wanda, and then he's just like, and then crushing her skull. I thought that was good. Very cool scene. So they did a great job with the Vision on Vision stuff. I thought that was really cool in the finale. So let's move on to the next question that needed to be answered in the finale and whether they answered it, right? So here we go. Was WandaVision's Pietro the X-Men universe's Quicksilver? So we already know this. Sorry. No, he was not. In fact, that Pietro was none other than Ralph. And more specifically, Ralph Boner. Yes, his name was Ralph Boner. Boner, as he said on the show. Yeah, so not only was it not Pietro, it's a guy named Ralph Boner. He lived in the town already. It's just a dude as far as we can tell. Now, how Agnes putting a necklace on him gave him powers. Does she have that power to bestow power on people? I really don't know how that all worked. Maybe we'll get more explanation about that, on another time. Maybe in Spider-Man 3 or maybe in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Sorry, guys. I apologize if I yawn a lot. I am exhausted. Like, I've been working both jobs a lot, so I'm very tired. So I'm going to try not to do that, but, if it happens, please forgive me. Anyway, all right. So we know it's not Pietro. We know it's not him. What we do know is that it was just a guy named Ralph Boner, and he was bestowed with magical powers with the necklace that Agnes gave him, or Agatha gave him, and Monica Rambeau was able to get that off. That whole scene was pretty funny and cool with him and Monica Rambeau. I thought that was a cool little comedy scene that they had going on, so I liked that. So anyway, yeah, no Pietro, not the real guy. A lot of people are very upset about this. They thought that they were lied to, and how dare Marvel misdirect, dude? Okay. What is your problem? Anybody going into this show, first of all, had zero expectations. That's what I had, and a lot of people had. Zero expectations for the show. Now, just because you then turned around and started making up fun little theories about what's going to happen. And then your theories didn't come true and you're all mad about it. Doesn't make the show bad. Stop crying. It's going to be okay. I'm sorry your theory didn't pan out, but it's going to be okay. That's kind of where I'm at on that. So anyway, yeah, Pietro, not real. Definitely his name is Ralph Boner. And we're going to move on. Okay, so next question that needed to be answered was, are Wanda's twins real? This is a big one. And the answer was answered no. Wanda's kids were her creation inside the Hex, and they needed the Hex to survive. Wanda's twins died. They gone. Not only did they die, what a weird way. So, like, obviously we saw the scene where, Wanda's trying to let the people out of the town. In the big battle with Agatha, she's trying to let all the people out of the town. She, lifts up parts of the Hex. Of course, then Vision, the WandaVision, and the kids start dematerializing, so she has to drop the Hex back down. So now, the kids are not real. They are a manifestation of Wanda and her power inside the Hex. But, of course, we get two things. One, we get the tuck them in scene to say goodbye. Bye, Billy. Bye, Tommy. And Mommy and Daddy are going to go now while you peacefully dematerialize in your sleep. Nope, you don't need water. Just stay in bed. And it's going to be okay. Because you're going to die. So anyway, they tuck him in. It was a nice, heartwarming scene. But yeah, dude, I couldn't help but feel that way a little bit. But they tuck him in, and then, of course, they dematerialize in their sleep because she brings down the Hex. Therefore, the kids were not real. But we got the little scene at the end where Wanda's sitting there doing her best Doctor Strange, reading the Darkhold. Yes, the Darkhold is in WandaVision, which means everything that has happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't count. Anyway, so you hear the kids crying out to her from the Darkhold again. I'm still sticking to it, guys, that it's Mephisto, but a lot of people are also talking about the name that I can't pronounce, which I can pronounce it now. It's Chthon, spelled Tchn. This guy doesn't believe in vowels, but he is the master of chaos magic. So most likely it's probably him that's behind a lot of things that we still don't know yet. One of the unanswered questions, right? But that being said, you hear the kids crying out from the Darkhold right at the end of the second end credits scene. So the kids were not alive, but maybe they are, and maybe they will come back. To be continued on that one. So, all right, let's go to the next question that we had for the show. And, here we go. What's up with Hayward? And this is one of those ones where I get to go, I was right all along. He's just a dick. Like, really, that's it. This guy is just a dick. So much so much so that he shot at Wanda's kids, unloaded an entire clip into them. Tried to anyway. Of course, Monica Rambeau stepped in front of it and showed off her spectral powers, which was really cool. And then, of course, you see one of the kids then, the one that's Wiccan. I can never remember which one's which. I'm going to say Billy, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Wiccan, he stopped the last bullet with his magic powers. But yeah, so the kids, or Hayward is just a big giant douchebag. That's basically it. I've heard most people be like, oh my God, this guy is super evil. I've heard some people actually say, no, he's not evil. He's just trying to do his job. And people are like, well, what about unloading an entire clip into Wanda's kids? And they're like, well, they weren't real anyway, and he knew that. Did he know that? I mean, let's face it. We didn't know that. We didn't know for sure that those kids weren't real. How in the hell would he know? You couldn't know that. He couldn't know that. Therefore, he tried to unload an entire clip of bullets into two children. Yes, superpowered children that attacked his soldiers. Ish. I mean, they just kind of tied them up. But still, nonetheless, this guy is bad. But that's about it. He's just one of them power hungry guys, and that's it. There's really nothing more to him, so as far as we can tell. Although I again question something. I leave a sliver of open with this guy, and it's this. When White Vision makes his appearance in the Hex, Agnes or Agatha is not surprised at all. In fact, she has a joke. How awkward. Looks like your ex and your boyfriend made it to the same party. She wasn't surprised. Why wasn't she? I mean, why wouldn't Agatha be surprised about this White Vision there? Why wouldn't she be like, what the fuck is that? Instead, she's like, oh, so awkward, Wanda. Guess you have choices to make. I don't know. So, yeah, that's kind of how I felt about that. So I still hold out a sliver of hope that maybe there's something more with Hayward. But as far as we all can tell at this point, the show has made it pretty clear. He's just a big, giant douchebag. So, anyway, let's move on to the next question. Here we go. Another big one. Is Wanda a mutant? And the answer is a 100% nope. In fact, no mention of mutants at all in WandaVision. It did not open up mutants. It did not open up multiverse even. Literally none of that was done. So, the answer is Wanda is a witch. In fact, she is the Scarlet Witch. With a badass outfit, by the way. Let me pull that up really quick. Hold, please. Hold, please. Okay. Here we go. All right, pull this up for you guys because it was pretty impressive. The Scarlet Witch outfit that Wanda was rocking. Where is it? Here it is. Boom, here we go. Boom. There it is right there. The WandaVision Scarlet Witch outfit in all of its glory. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. Actually, they did a really great job with it. I feel like. Let me see if I can find a better picture, though, because that one's okay, but I think we could do better than that. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Here we go. Let's do this one instead. Maybe this is a better interpretation of it. Yeah, that kind of looks better. So here we go. The WandaVision full-on Scarlet Witch outfit is pretty impressive. Very well done. This is obviously a drawing, but still really cool looking. So I thought they did a good job with that. The outfit reveal for sure. But anyway, the point being is that she's not a witch, or she's not a mutant. She's a witch. Wanda is officially a witch, and we know that for sure now. So no mutants, no mention of mutants, no anything else. She's a witch. So what do you guys think about that? Comment. Let me hear your thoughts. But yeah, Wanda is not a mutant. So that's that. And we're going to move on to the next question that we had to answer coming into this. And that was this one. Is somebody controlling Wanda? And the answer to that question was no. Wanda was controlling the whole town on her own accord. Wanda is the one that started the Hex. Wanda is the one. It was all her. It was Wanda all along. It was Wanda. And her grief and her pain and everything else, she created an environment for herself to deal with it all. And damn the consequences. Damn what she did to these people. The scene with Dottie and all the townspeople, that was powerful. I mean, she literally held these people in a prison for a while, for weeks. Like the scene with Dottie where she's like, I have a daughter. I just want to see her. Look, you can, make her a playmate of your kids in school or even make her the bully. I don't care. Just let me see her. She was just begging and pleading to see her child. That was heartbreaking. And you see Wanda coming to the realization of what she did, and it was bad. I mean, what she did was horrible. Again, misguided misguided and, wasn't trying to, and maybe it was by accident, but she knew. She knew, and she kept doing it, and she didn't care because it was all about her grief, all about her pain, all about Wanda. Wanda was being very selfish, and that was tough to watch, man. And, Wanda got to walk away. That's the other thing. Monica Rambeau just let her go. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're going to learn how to use your power now? It's going to be okay. Okay, bye. The rest of the town's going, bitch, what the fuck? She just held us hostage for 3 weeks. You're going to let her walk the fuck on? Like, that's what they did. That's what she did. They let her go. They arrested Hayward, though. He created a robot and shot at some fake kids. Arrested. Wanda holds an entire town hostage for 3 weeks. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, that's a problem, I guess. But at the same time, it's not like they definitely showed how terrible it was what Wanda did. I feel like they did a great job of expressing that. So, yeah. Pat chimes in, says, was Agatha there by choice or by chance? Agatha was there by choice. So it was her. So they showed that in episode 8. She sensed the magic and showed up and wanted to know what was going on. Agatha chose to be there. And she chose to take on that role. And the crazy awesome part of it in the end, and the part that like Wanda flipped on her then at the end, is then she permanently, well, not permanently maybe, but she, for now anyway, has banished her back to that role of nosy neighbor. And now she doesn't have a choice. Now Agatha is stuck in Westview, not under a hex, but just under a spell of Wanda as the nosy neighbor. So, and Agatha's going to be back. I have a feeling Agatha's going to be back in the Doctor Strange movie. That's where we're going to see her. But yeah, definitely feel like Agatha was there by choice. And I think they made it very clear that Agatha was there by choice in episode 8 as well. Another one, Pat just chimed in, said, what is coming? I'm going to get to that, Pat. Let me, I'm going to finish getting through some of these questions I got, but, I have a whole theory on what is coming. And I'm going to get to that. So bear with me, Pat, bear with me. I'm going to get to that part. But here we go. Okay. So the next question we had to answer, was what was the book in Agatha's basement? So they made it clear that was in fact the Darkhold, which was a book that was featured in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but now we know that Kevin Feige just gave Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the big finger, told them, nope, we are not making you canon, we are making our own Darkhold, and you guys can go play in your own little corner. So WandaVision featured the Darkhold, and then Wanda, of course, having it at the end. And what a great scene, again, with Wanda doing her best Doctor Strange, and her astral form is reading the Darkhold. I thought that was really cool. So, yeah. All right. Speaking of Agatha, here we go. She just happened to live next door to the LandVision. So they answered this question. This is one of the biggest questions, right? Agatha just happened to live next door? No. Agatha took over Ralph Boner's house. So there's that. Agatha took over Ralph Boner's house. So we know that she didn't just happen to live next door. When she came into the town, she took over Ralph's house and took over Ralph. So there you go. My husband, Ralph. Dude, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. All right. Let's go to the next question that needed to be answered. And again, just ties right into this. Does Agatha really have a husband? Which the answer, of course, we know was no, she didn't. That, again, was Ralph Boner. And that's why she kept referring to him as her husband. Here we go. Another one. Is there an engineer? Was the next question that we needed answered. And the answer to that question was not yet. Not yet. We did get the scroll. So there was the scroll, which was the first end credit scene we got with the scroll when they had Monica come into the theater. The scroll said, okay, a friend of your mom's wants to see you. And she's like, oh, where? And she's like, boom, up there, girl. So, yeah, we got a scroll. That's what we got. We have no idea who the engineer may or may not have been, if it was that lady. No clarification on the engineer whatsoever. Not that it matters. Again, this is another one of those things that got blown up by the internet that didn't matter so much. That didn't matter. So anyway, let's keep going. Here's the big one. Who is the big cameo? Well, guess what, people? The big cameo ended up being White Vision. That was the big cameo. Paul Bettany confirmed it on his interview with Good Morning America. He was talking about himself. He was joking when he said, "Oh, I've always wanted to work with this guy." It was a joke. And it blew up into this whole big thing that he wasn't trying to make it. So, yeah, the big cameo is, well, Paul Bettany as the White Vision. And here's a lesson we can all learn, okay? The Mandalorian with the Luke Skywalker cameo did something that we're never going to see again for another 10 to 20 years at least. You guys have to understand the setup for that. That cameo was 40 years in the making. That cameo, nothing's ever going to come close to that in the next 10 to 20 years at least. People may try, but it won't happen. Also, WandaVision was filmed either during when they were filming Mandalorian or slightly after, but they wouldn't have known about the big cameo in Mandalorian. Just because there was an epic level cameo in Mandalorian does not mean that every TV show now is going to have this epic cameo. Here's the thing about WandaVision. This show was really good. Really good. Again, what were your expectations going into this show? If somebody would have told you you're going to watch a show called WandaVision and every single week you're going to be like strategizing and theorizing and so into what's going to happen next and who is that person and what is going on. And oh, by the way, Elizabeth and Olsen and Paul Bettany and Catherine Hahn are going to put up award level performances and the writing's going to be so terrific and you're going to feel it right here. If somebody told you that, you would have been like, what? Dude, it's just WandaVision. That's what they did. And we have to stop selling them short because they didn't have some epic cameo. Okay? It didn't happen. Okay, fine. So what? I didn't get Mephisto yet. But I will. Anyway, so yeah. So nobody. The cameo was nobody, basically. It was White Vision. So, all right. And that's it for all the questions that we had beforehand. So we got through that. So let me answer Pat's question really quick because Pat asked really quick here, what is coming? So this show did a really good job of what they call 3-act structure, right? So there was a beginning, middle, and act, 3 acts. The beginning act obviously being that all the sitcom-y stuff in the beginning, right? The 3 main WandaVision shows were the first act. The second act was all about that exposition in the beginning where you get Monica Rambeau, where you get the sword agents, where you get all that stuff. That's the second act. Great job in the second act of just, explaining things and doing a great job with that and setting up the big final showdown with Agatha, which of course was the third act, the reveal of Agatha starting it, and then of course the third act concluding. So there's 3 acts right there in WandaVision, a completed storyline. But WandaVision is technically Act 1 of an even bigger storyline. A bigger storyline that is WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So Act 2 is Spider-Man No Way Home coming this December. That is Act 2 in this broader storyline that we're getting. And so even though WandaVision has its own Act 1, 2, and 3, the broader storyline is still coming. Act 2 of this broader storyline, whatever it is Spider-Man No Way Home. So that's what's going on there. That's what we're getting. And yeah, so Pat, when you ask me what is coming, I'm sticking to my guns, damn it. I think Mephisto is coming, although now it really could be Cthulhu, which, again, is the guy, the Harbinger of Chaos Magic, probably trapped in the Darkhold. I'm guessing he's using the memory of her children against her to get her to somehow release him, and or he may even possess her. The most likely candidate is Chthon now, although I am still holding out hope for Mephisto, damn it, because I just want to be right, and that's important. So, anyway, Act 2, going to be that Spider-Man movie coming up in December. So, that's what's coming, Pat, is something is going to happen that ties this into Spider-Man. Guesstimations. One theory I have is that Wanda, trying to get her kids back, may tear a hole in the multiverse. That's where you're going to get guys like, because right now we have confirmed Doc Ock from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2. We have confirmed Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield. Rumors, of course, of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield reprising their roles. So I am guessing that Wanda, trying to get her kids somehow, using the Darkhold, using magic she doesn't understand, rips a hole in the multiverse, and you start getting bleeding things coming in and out. Now, also, they mentioned again in WandaVision Nexus, which is a reference to something in the comics called a Nexus being, which Wanda might be. And if Wanda is a Nexus being, dude, everything is in play. Everything. Because a Nexus being in Marvel Comics can literally bring in anything. You could see Batman. You could see Superman. You could see Han Solo. You can see whatever. Nothing is off the table because a Nexus being can make anything happen, a Nexus being of reality. So if that happens, strap in and hold on because it's going to be one hell of a ride. That's all I got to say. So that's where we're at. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that I think Wanda may end up tearing some type of hole in the fabric of reality, and you're going to start seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening. So that's where Act 2 is going to be. And then Act 3, of course, being Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, where then they probably tie this all up. Although, again, Ant-Man is called Quantumania, and I can't help but think that's going to tie into some of this too. So we shall see. That would be like a special little... That'd be like the after credits scene, you know. Ant-Man, you're so cute. You get the after credits scene. I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts. That's what I think's coming, Pat. I don't know. Pat, what do you think is coming? Let me know, man. Pat, what are your theories? What do you think is coming? And everybody watching, what do you guys think is coming? Do you think that, we're going to get that multiverse? Do you think Wanda's going to tear a hole in it and open everything up? I want to hear from you guys. Hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. And I have a few more things to go over here. So... now that we went over the questions before, now I found another article that says 25 questions we still have after watching the WandaVision finale. So we're going to go through some of those. And again, you guys can chime in whenever you want. I want to hear your thoughts. Chime in on all of your thoughts on the WandaVision series and the series finale. I want to hear everything, all your theories, all your thoughts, all your questions, all your innermost desires. Maybe not that last one. I don't. All right, here we go. Question number 1. So Wanda is the strongest Avenger now, right? Wanda is probably the most powerful. I think Wanda's the most powerful Avenger right now. I don't know about strongest. Hulk's strongest there is. But Wanda is the most powerful. But the thing about Hulk is, again, if it follows the comic book storylines, the Hulk can unleash Worldbreaker Hulk, which would be stronger than Wanda. Although then I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one between Hulk and Wanda. I'd say tie. Let's go tie, but Hulk would have to be to get to that Worldbreaker Hulk. Pat chimes in and says, I'm ready for Tobey and Andrew to come back. More hip thrusts, clearly. Dude, can they have Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland do the dances, Bully Maguire. Oh my God, dude. And again, that's a thing. If Wanda is a Nexus being, all bets are off. You could get a full-on musical number. Like, that's how crazy you could end up getting, as Pat chimes in and says, yes. And then he says, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, dude, like, if Wanda's a Nexus being, man, she could do anything. She would be a Nexus being of reality. Literally anything is in play. Literally anything. They can bring in anything. Anything you want. Think of any character you'd want to see. Bugs Bunny, done. Like, whatever. They could bring in the Animaniacs because they just feel like it. I would be down for some Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. I don't know if everybody's into that, but I totally would. But that's what, if Wanda is a Nexus being, that's the door that opens. So, yeah, dude, I'm very curious to know, if that happens. So keep it coming, Pat. Keep it coming, guys. I want to hear more comments and thoughts. All right. So let's see. Is that other Vision still out there and alive? So that's another question. I think it's clear, yes. Definitely that other Vision is still out there and alive, right? He flew off. He didn't die. He didn't get hit by a bus. Even if he did, he'd still live. Yeah, no, he's still alive. I think they made that very clear. He also now has all the memories of the original Vision, which means that, who knows, maybe he'll have that personality. He literally said before he flew away, I am the Vision. Gone. So, yeah, he's alive. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed were you with the massive cameo that wasn't? Yeah, I would say I was disappointed a little bit. I'll give it a solid 4. But I still think this show is awesome. I still think they did such a great job. This show far exceeded any expectations I had going into it. So yeah, was there a little disappointment that there wasn't some major Luke Skywalker-esque level holy shit kind of moment? Sure. But in the end, it's okay. That's okay. It's not that big a deal. We have to stop setting up expectations that we put into our heads, okay? So, yeah. I mean, I guess a little disappointment, but not crazy disappointed in that. So, let's see what else we got. Why is Wanda reading the Darkhold? Why wouldn't she? Dude, if you have obtained a book of magic and you just found out that you are one of the most powerful witches to ever exist in any type of reality, and oh, by the way, you're more powerful than Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, and oh, here's this book that talks all about it, an entire chapter dedicated to you, you're not going to open that book and start reading it? Duh, yeah, she's gonna, and she did. Now, consequences may be coming, but why wouldn't you? Like, that's my answer to that. Why the hell? I'd do it. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. There's this book, and it has a whole chapter on me? Yeah, I'm reading it. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about that. All right. Next up. So is Quicksilver nobody? Yeah, he's just a boner. Ralph Boner. That's it. It wasn't even really Quicksilver. It's not anything else. Just Ralph Boner. The necklace endowed him with powers. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Massive misdirect by Kevin Feige and Marvel. Massive misdirect. Brilliant stroke, by the way. I mean, way to get people talking, theorizing, way to use the Ralph character. Everybody thinking Ralph is Mephisto ends up being just this dude. And this dude just ends up being just a dude. It makes total perfect narrative sense. It honestly, in my opinion, is the best narrative explanation of what happened without forcing anything. And that's exactly what they did. They did not force anything. It was just a perfect narrative explanation on who that guy is and why he was there. So, all right, let's see. Next question. Who is the missing person who Jimmy Woo casually mentioned in episode 4? Again, we don't know. We don't know. No idea. No clue. Never answered it. Didn't even bother to answer it. Didn't even think to answer it. Do I have theories? Sure I do. I have theories. I think it's Ralph Boner. I really do. I think it's Ralph Boner. But I think it's just a guy. Just a guy again. Nothing important. It was a reason, a reason to have Jimmy there. It was a plot device, as they call it. Yeah. So yeah. That's it, man. That's it right there. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. I'm going to take a very, very short break, and I will be right back. I just want to do something really quick, so just give me 1 moment. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Thanks. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to take a quick break there, really quick. All right, we're back. Pat chimed in, says it's Phil Coulson. No, I don't think so. Definitely not Phil Coulson. He is definitely not involved in any way. In fact, Kevin Feige went out of his way in this show to make sure that we knew that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's a thing. Anyway, all right. Let's go to the next question here. Is Paul Bettany hinting at his next role in the MCU? Oh, I get it with the goodbye line. So the line, of course, that Vision had is, I was once a voice and then with no body, and then I was a body with no, humanity, and now, I'm, going away or whatever. And, it stands to reason we've said goodbye so many times, so it stands to reason that we'll say hello once again. I don't know about that. Look, we know he's there, right? Paul Bettany is there as the White Vision now. So we don't know what that entails any further, but we know he's there. So that's kind of how I feel about that. All right. Why did Agatha want all of Wanda's power? Why does any power-hungry person want all of that power? If you're a witch, and literally your power as a witch is to absorb the power of other witches, and all of a sudden this super crazy, exorbitantly ultra-powerful witch shows up, yeah, you're gonna want her power, right? I mean, I feel like that's a natural connection to happen there. Yeah, she wants the power because she's all powerful. Or is it because she's said things to Wanda like, you don't know what you've done, and you're gonna need me, and so maybe there is some more underlying things. Mephisto, or Chthon, possibly. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Very interesting. Okay. All right, so again, what has Agatha been doing for the past 300 years? Up searching out power, apparently acquiring the Darkhold, right? Who cares? I mean, did they really need to explain 300 years of Agatha's life? I feel like that would be a movie in itself. Maybe they will do an Agatha movie at some point. But as of right now, did we really need to know that? I guess is the question. I think the answer to that is no, we didn't. So it doesn't matter what Agatha's been doing for 300 years. Oh, sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be yawning a lot. Ooh. Super tired. Oh, so much work. All right, here we go. Did the letters M and B on the ad... Ooh, let me show you guys this here because it's a visual. Did the letters M and B on this ad mean anything? So as you can see, there's a circle. We always pay attention to the circles. No, I don't think it meant anything. Yeah, nope. In my opinion, I don't think it meant anything. So, yeah. Moving on. What was the purpose of Dottie in the show? Two purposes. Dottie is a misdirect early on in the show because it gets us thinking, oh my God, is that Mephisto? Is that Agnes? Is that the baddie? No. So Dottie was first a misdirect, and then more importantly, she had an amazing role at the end. She was the one who showed us how evil and wicked and selfish Wanda is. That's her role. That she was the one who showed the selfishness and just pure evil of Wanda. I mean, that was a very selfish and evil act that Wanda did. And there's no bones about it, no ifs, ands, or buts. What she did was terrible. Dottie was there to provide that context for us. She was the exposition of that. She was the one who was like, look, my daughter, I haven't seen her. I just want to see her. Please just bring her into your show. Give her whatever role you want. I just want to see my daughter. She's pleading and begging Wanda. And it shows like how under control they were and how terrible this was. I mean, that was the role of Dottie, inevitably. Initially a misdirect. Inevitably, she's the beating heart and mind of what this town is feeling and thinking. All in that one little interaction there. A great scene and a great job by the actress who did it. So let's see. So these lines of dialogue didn't mean anything, and they're talking about the lines of dialogue like the devil's in the details, Bev, and that's not the only place he is, and things like demon spawn and all that stuff. Yeah, Mr. X, or are they? Again, this WandaVision is Act 1 of an overarching story. So they didn't have to answer all the questions because the entire story isn't told. Only the first act. Think of it like Lord of the Rings, okay? This was the Fellowship of the Ring. Okay? This is the first act of a 3-part story. That's what this was. So, here we go. Another one. So you're telling us Senior Scratchy was just a rabbit. Apparently, we don't know. Again, Act 1. We don't know. We don't know what Senior Scratchy is. And Wanda just took off. Didn't bother to look into Agatha's basement. Didn't care. So, we don't know. Senior Scratchy could just be a rabbit. All right. Next question. Again, guys, if you guys got some, I want to hear your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your feelings. Keep commenting. Pat was doing a great job commenting. I want to hear from all you guys. Comment away. All right. Is the Darkhold the book that was missing in Doctor Strange? I guess we'll find out. Don't know. Unknown answer to that. Probably? Maybe? Although I don't know why the sorcerers would have the Darkhold. I feel like this is definitely a dark book of some type. Although, I mean, maybe they would just keep it there for protection. Yeah, unknown. Could be, though. Seems like a logical trail to make, but, you know, we don't know. So, moving on. How did Sword get Vision's dead body? Wasn't that in Wakanda? Yep. Again, exposition needed. Not given. Maybe given in later, you know, things. Again, we have an Act 2 and an Act 3 to get through in this storyline. Not to mention we have a Wakanda series coming and Black Panther 2. And there are going to be many opportunities to explain why Sword had the body of Vision. You know, you could also just put 2 and 2 together. I mean, the snap happened. Wakanda was in tattered. I'm sure they probably turned to some of the world to help a little bit. You know, the Sword was an agency. They came in. They collected a sentient being. You know, I mean, could be part of the Accords. You know, so there's a lot there that needs to be unpacked. The good thing that Marvel always seems to do is we may have these unanswered questions, but they come back to them. So, all right, moving on to the next unanswered question. Okay, but what was Hayward's master plan for bringing Vision back online? He did already, I think. I think we saw that in episode 8. He used his master plan. He got the magic to bring the White Vision to life. I think that's pretty self-explanatory there. So, yeah, moving on. Who is going to be the director of Sword now that Hayward's in FBI custody? I mean, pretty obvious it's Monica, right? Or maybe it's Nick Fury. Those would be my guesses. Monica or Nick Fury. I'm going to go with those two. So I think we're going to find that out in a different storyline. So possibly the Secret Invasion storyline or the Captain Marvel 2. I think we'll get some answers on that as well. Moving on to the next one. Remember when we thought the aerospace engineer was going to be Reed Richards, played by John Krasinski? Yeah, again, this is a prime example, people, of the internet blowing up theories and those theories not being accurate. Of course, it wasn't John Krasinski. WandaVision was filmed before the John Krasinski and Emily Blunt theories came up for them to be in Fantastic Four. Of course it wasn't him. There would be, I mean, that would be stupid if they just quickly changed their story just to appease internet theories. Guys, it's not that hard to figure certain things out that aren't going to be true, okay? That was one of them. Anytime you get into fan castings and that kind of stuff, most likely 99 out of 100 times they're not true. So do the math. If you don't see it in major trades, if you don't see it in Hollywood Reporter, if you don't see it in Variety or Deadline, it's not true. It's not a thing. So, all right. Next question. Remember when we thought an X-Men was going to appear in the show? I never thought that. So again, if you guys were paying attention to Kevin Feige, 2 years ago when they finalized the acquisition of the rights of the X-Men properties, he went on record and said, look, I have a 5-year plan in place, and I'm not going to do any more properties outside of that plan until that plan is done. And he has now revealed one thing that he's going to be doing later, and that is the Fantastic Four. But it's 3+ years away. He sticks to his plans. Feige makes a plan, and he sticks to it. That's what he does. So, I never thought that. Never thought that in the least bit. When are Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis getting their own spinoff, please? Oh, my God. I do have... So, one of the letdowns I have from this show is that we did not get a Darcy 2 Broke Girls moment. Really thought they missed an opportunity. I mean, maybe it would be too on the nose. Maybe Kat Dennings said no. That's possible. But, yeah, that was definitely one of those things where I was like, man, I really, really wish that this was going to be a thing. So that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'd totally dig a Jimmy Woo and Darcy show. I think that would be amazing. So I'm down, Marvel. Whenever you want to do it, let's go. Let's go. Sign me up. That's what I always say. All right, let's go to the next thing. What happened between Monica and Captain Marvel? Big question, unknown. Probably going to learn about that in Captain Marvel 2. So, and you know, of course they weren't going to answer that in this because, dude, this story was all about Wanda. It was Wanda's story. A 3-act structure, and a first act in a bigger 3-act structure, and this one specifically centered around the Scarlet Witch and Wanda Maximoff. All right, let's move on to the next question. We're flying through these here. And again, if you're watching, please comment, questions, all that shit. I want to see what you guys think. Dude, again, Pat, great stuff earlier. Yeah, I want to keep hearing from you guys. So if you're watching, hit me up. I want to hear it. And again, you can comment on Twitch, you can comment on YouTube, you can comment on Facebook, and of course, you can comment in the tip link, streamlabs.com/movieidiot. Okay. What does, presumably, Nick Fury want to have a word with Monica about? Well, so we don't know that it's Nick Fury. They didn't say that. See, that's being presumptuous there. Nick Fury could be one of the people or the person that wants to have a word with Monica about. And why wouldn't he? She blipped back. She's here. He's blipped back. He's up in space if it is him, right? You know, he heard she had been grounded and wanted to talk to her, and there you go. And now she has powers, so definitely he'd want to talk to her about that. So why wouldn't he if it is Nick Fury? Also, it could be Talos, or it could be somebody else. We don't know. So that's a big presumption there to think it's Nick Fury. All right. Did Agatha really need to kill that dog? 2 things. 1, where did that dog come from? Because all we saw is there was a dog, right? And I killed Sparky too. Yeah, did Wanda make the dog? Did Agatha create the dog? Was the dog Senior Scratchy all along? We don't know anything about that. We don't know if Agatha actually killed a dog. So, there's that. If she did kill a dog, she's evil. Bruh, she's evil. I mean, pretty self-explanatory there. Evil people do evil things. So, all right, moving on. Are we getting a second season of WandaVision? No. The literal name of the last episode is the series finale. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's being plain as day, blunt as hell. That's it. No episode. No new season. So, yeah. Here we go. This isn't a lingering question, but can we just talk about the Wanda's outfit, which I already talked about already? Yeah. Dude, what I love about Marvel is they do a great job of paying homage to the comic book outfits, but not making them comic booky. You know, like, you couldn't put Wanda in the outfit that she's in the comics on screen, right? Like, but they do a great job of what, superhero outfits they have. They make them look good. And although they're still superhero-y looking, I mean, it's believable. It's got what you call verisimilitude. So, you can believe it. So, yes, I thought the outfit was great. Really awesome. And that's all the questions from this article. So, yeah, that's all I got, guys. All in all, just to close this whole thing out here, I just want to say again, a couple of things. 3 things, actually. Thing number 1. Again, I went into this with zero expectations. None. Like, I expected nothing, and I got way more than I bargained for. I thought it was great. Really, really good. I loved it. This whole ride was awesome. Thing number 2. Remember, when we're watching shows, just because your theory didn't come to pass doesn't mean the show is bad. And we have to temper expectations, right? There's an old expression, expectation is the mother of all disappointment, okay? We, as fans, created a lot of expectations around this show because of things that happened outside of the show. Whether they were things that Paul Bettany said, or even basing it off of the final episode of Mandalorian, that's not even fair, right? It's not even fair to put that kind of expectation, to put a Luke Skywalker level expectation on WandaVision was completely unfair. So, and then thing number 3, again, this was Act 1 of a 3-act major story arc. So this, again, Act 1 had 3 acts to it. So much like the Fellowship of the Ring in the Lord of the Rings trilogy had 3 acts, the 3-act movie, but this was Act 1. There are 2 more acts to come, Spider-Man 3 being 1, and then, of course, the Multiverse of Madness being the next and final act. Maybe. I still think Quantum Mania is going to play some part in this, but that's just me. Anyway, those are my thoughts overall. To close it out, I had a great time with this show. I loved it. And it really has now upped. Marvel did such a great job with the show. It is now upped my excitement level, of course, for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which comes out in just 2 weeks, guys. Well, now a week and a half. A week and a half for Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be great. That's going to be more of your Marvel fare, per se. You're not going to get all the wackiness. But, dude, if this is any indication, the amount of time, effort, budget that they're putting into these things, God, Marvel, they're going to kill it. They're going to kill it, and I can't wait. So that's what I thought. I want to thank Dakota Beercat, Patrick, chiming in there. Appreciate that. And, yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed it as much as I did. I thought it was great. And those are my thoughts on WandaVision as a whole. So thank you guys for taking this journey with me. And I will see you guys for the main Movie Idiot show later this week. Let me look. I always do this. I should look at my schedule before I do a show instead of. So I'm thinking. Oh, man. Sunday. Yeah, we're going to do a week from today, Sunday night. You know what? No, let's do the Movie Idiot show Thursday at noon. So I'll do the Movie Idiot Show Thursday at noon. I'll see you guys then. We'll do the main show then, and then I will also then see you guys for spoiler discussions for Falcon and Winter Soldier starting 2 weeks from today, guys. 2 weeks from today, I'll be doing open spoiler discussions about that. So appreciate you guys watching again. Hope you all have an amazing, amazing week. Don't forget, of course, to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. Let's help build this channel, build this community. And I am out of here, man. I will catch you all later. Peace.